Welcome back. Today we're going to do a couple things. We're going to look at our statement, and then we're going to talk about how practicing our statement can make us more like Him. So straight up, I am loved. And then secondly, this month, I am loving. Here's the statement. If you know it, say it with me. I will work to eliminate whatever distractions are in my life and schedule that interfere with me living and loving like Jesus. I will memorize and meditate on 1 Corinthians 13 to help me stay focused on this goal. The goal of becoming like Jesus, living and loving like Jesus, will never be attained unless I obtain a certain resolve to practice my relationship with God, to participate in my relationship with God. Here's the deal. You and I can know in an instant that we're loved. We can know in an instant. Why? Because it's an encounter that we have. We have an encounter with God. We receive forgiveness. We know He loves us. It's amazing. But you cannot maintain knowing that you're loved unless you cultivate the relationship from which you get love. Let me say that again. You can know in an instant that you're loved, but you cannot maintain an awareness of knowing that you're loved unless you cultivate the relationship from which you received love. Got it? That means the cultivating this relationship is the primary objective of what we do as Christians. There's Christian beliefs, that's doctrine that I do, it's what I believe about God. There's Christian virtue, who I'm becoming to be like God. There's spiritual practices, what I do to become like God. So when we look at our 1 Timothy chapter 4:7 passage, and the Apostle Paul is challenging Timothy not to be distracted by godless ideas. He says, do not waste time, that's a distraction, do not waste time on godless ideas. Instead, train yourself to be godly, this new identity. Train yourself to be godly. My doing affects my being, is what he's saying. He goes on to say, we know that physical training has some value, but spiritual training is much more valuable, giving benefits for both this life and the life to come. You know what it's like to go to the gym and receive the benefits of losing weight, of feeling stronger, of having your mind kind of washed because your body's made to exercise. And when you do, it clears your thinking. It empowers you to be a better version of yourself. But when you skip the gym, when you skip working out, when you procrastinate, when you neglect, what happens? Your body starts to atrophy, starts to decay, starts to go backward. The second law of thermodynamics. What's left alone is gonna degrade. But when you give attention to, it's gonna get better. So the attention you give to your spiritual relationship with God in daily practices of prayer and meditation and of worship, those spiritual practices cultivate your true self, your true identity. So today, join with me in recognizing that training is critical. It's the Greek word gumadzo. It's where we get our word gymnasium. The athletes, the Roman athletes, were absolutely rigorous in their training. And it's interesting, this word gumadzo means to strip off, literally be naked. You're going, what? They would strip off their outer clothing, so they might have a loincloth, they might have something very minimal because they did not want anything else, any other distraction to get in the way of their physical training. God's asking us to do the same. Eliminate whatever distractions. What are your distractions? What are the things that you should look at to recognize so you can eliminate, so you can focus better on being with Jesus, so you can be like Jesus? I don't do the disciplines so Jesus will like me. I do them so I'll be more like Him. I don't do spiritual practices so I can get God's attention. Look at me, God. Look at me, God. I do them so I can pay better attention to the relationship that's transforming me. I hope today you will spend time intimately with Jesus. When you do, you become more like Him. I'll see you tomorrow.